Explore Maui, offering a unique land and soul-based experience of Hawaii, focusing on natural wonders, ancestral knowledge, and the spirit of aloha. Enhance your understanding of the islands and its culture through our holistic educational approach. For a deeper dive into Hawaii's inner journey, check out our Hawaii Immersion course. Click the link below to buy the course and immerse yourself in the enchanting world of Hawaii. This comprehensive program will dive into Hawaiian language basics called Olelo Hawaii, history, mythology, and family-centered education content linked to place-based learning. With over 31 lessons available for self-paced learning, you'll also have access to 4 live weekly sessions aimed at initiating your Hawaiian language journey. Click the link below to start your Hawaii Immersion course. This one's called the Kite of Māui. Maui is our trickster archetype in Hawaii. Here we see Maui using the elements with modern technology to create something to itch his curiosity. This curiosity is itched, of course, and accomplished by asking his mother. I asked my mother for help when I need it. Then asking, of course, the kahuna or the high priest. And then finally, like all great Hawaiian mythology, finding your voice, he sings a song, does a chant, cries out loud to find his answer. What returns is the answer from the elements. And the elements he uses creates a kite and uses all this ike, uses all this new information and knowledge to expand his territory, to go on greater adventures. Through learning about Maui's kite, we eventually learn about his voyages to other islands. It's the start of his voyaging. So let's get started. One day, Maui was sitting under a kukui tree, looking up into the sky. The kukui tree is, of course, the candlenut tree. He was watching the birds fly above, and he was wondering how the birds were able to fly in very strong winds, and also winds when they were not there at all. I love that because this shows that Maui is thinking about agency. The birds are integral within themselves. They don't need the elements. So he's trying to think, how do these birds fly? And he does an experiment. So then he goes to the hau tree, which is a lowland soft tree, which Hina's kapa is made of, the bark cloth. He got several branches and he started making some cord. Then went to his mother Hina, and of course Hina is drying her kapa. We learned that in our previous episode of how Maui slows the sun. So as far as I can tell, Hina's always drying some kapa. Mama's always getting ready. Maui asked his mother, hey, can I use one of your largest kapa? And then Hina, just like any mother, says, why? What are you going to do with it? Maui says, I'm going to make the largest lupe kite and fly it as high as I can. So, of course, Hina gives him one of her largest kapa with the brightest of colors. I love that. The mom's always going to give you the best with the brightest of colors. Mom's always going to give you the spectrum of opportunity, the spectrum of possibilities. So then Maui ties the kapa to the house sticks, and then he finds olona. Olona is a native shrub used to make rope. And in a lot of mythology, there's always some kauna or some practicality. Here, the practicality part is we're learning the type of things needed to build a lupe. And then we're going to see how this lupe evolves and transforms in just a bit. So Maui builds a kite out of the kukui tree, the hau tree, and the olona. So his lupe, he tries to fly it in the sky, but guess what? It's not working. There was not enough wind. So Maui thinks to himself, how am I going to get my lupe to fly? Because it doesn't work right now. So of course, he remembered the kahuna. The kahuna is the high priest. We can think of the word kahuna, breaking down into its root word, kahuna. It's the secret, the keeper of secrets. So let's see what the keeper of secrets has to say. Of course, the kahuna lives on a different island, and Maui has to call upon the kahuna. But what he remembers, what this kahuna has, is this calabash filled with winds. It's called the Ipu Makani Akamau Amo. Ipu Makani Akamau Amo. The calabash of never-ending winds. So Maui calls to this kahuna to let his winds out so his lupe could fly. Here Maui cries out, O winds of Waipio, in the calabash of Kale'i o Ku.
come from the Ipu Makani, O wind, the wind of Hilo. Come quickly, come with power. And I love the code in Hawaii. We always start with place, then name, and then function. So we have Waipio as a place, Kaleio Ku as the name of the calabash, and where is it coming from? The Ipu Makani, the elements, the holder of the elements, place holding elements that come with power. So when we get our power is when we know where we are. So finally, the kahuna lifted off the cover from the ipu. He let the strong winds out of Hilo, and the winds started to blow strong, and they blew on the beach of Hilo Bay. That's where you could hear Maui calling, "O winds of Hilo, move swiftly and come to me." There he turned to the slopes of Mauna Kea as the winds got closer to where Maui was standing, and the lupe began to lift towards the clouds. As the winds got stronger, Maui held the rope with all his might. The lupe, made of strongest kapa Hino could make, bended backwards and was facing the strongest of winds. Here we see in the story coded the wind patterns of the Big Island and also the craftsmanship of Hina's kapa. These two things are going to be important for Maui's voyages and travels and his adventures. Of course, as he called out on the wind, his lupe, his kite broke because there was too much wind. Here he learns an important lesson to only call the elements as much it is needed. But through this story, we learned the different wind patterns of the Big Island. Also, we learned which winds would be able to help during voyaging. As far as this story codes the type of wind patterning, the type of resources used to make not only a lupe, but a sail of a canoe. Also full circle, as Maui brought back the lessons of the winds, Maui's lupe was also used to know the weather. If the weather would be dry and pleasant, that means the lupe would be floating gently in the sky, and that would be the greatest time to dry out some kapa. That means also work could be done outdoors without fear of rain. So this is an amazing story. Maui learned how to use the power of his lupe against the strong winds, and with this skill, the lupe, the kite, pulled his canoe quickly, and he sailed on his voyage to other islands. Kipi holo ka'au. The story is told.
As we wrap up our journey through Explore Maui, we hope you've experienced the true essence of Ohana and the island's spirit. This podcast has offered a unique perspective on Maui, focusing on both its natural wonders and timeless wisdom of aloha. Whether you're a homeschool family seeking real-world experience, a visitor looking to enrich your trip, or a long-time resident seeking fresh inspiration, Explore Maui has your go-to resource. Before we part ways, we have exciting news. Are you eager to dive deeper into the heart of Hawaii? Our upcoming Hawaii Immersion online course and webinars offer a unique opportunity to explore the profound depths of the Pacific Gem. Click the link below to discover about Hawaii's language, culture, and cosmic traditions as you've never seen them before.